For more than 50 years, fast food had one job in America: to be cheap. It served as the absolute floor of the food economy for countless Americans. It was a guaranteed fallback when your wallet was light and stomach empty. But now that predictable, low-cost floor just collapsed beneath many of us. Walk up to any drive-thru today and watch the menu board light up. The numbers don't make sense anymore. $11, $13, $15. These combo meals used to cost half that, a stark and undeniable change. The cheapest food in America quickly became one of its fastest rising costs. Everyone's asking the same question: when did the dollar menu truly die? When did grabbing a quick burger become more expensive than a sit-down restaurant? When did fast food stop being fast food and start being just expensive? It now comes quickly, but the affordability is completely gone. Let's kill a myth right now, because it refuses to die no matter what. You've heard it 1,000 times. It's cheaper to hit the drive-thru. It sounds true, it feels true, and it's completely, provably wrong. This deeply held belief is completely, provably wrong in today's economy. Here's the math. Cooking at home costs about $4 to $6. A fast food combo averages $11.50 and is constantly climbing. A sit-down restaurant? $15 to $20. It costs more. Fast food isn't the cheap option anymore. It's stuck in the middle. Look at the data from early 2026. Restaurant prices are still rising. They are rising at roughly 3.8% year over year. Grocery prices, however, crawl up at only 1.9%. Across 2024 and 2025, the gap got even wider, 6% versus 3%. So why does the myth survive? Why do people still believe the drive-thru saves money? The gap narrowed, not because home cooking got wildly expensive. Fast food got expensive so fast that it closed the distance and kept climbing. This swift ascent caused a dramatic reevaluation of affordability for everyone. The fall happened in stages, but the acceleration is truly brutal. Menu prices at major chains are up more than 40% since 2020. Zoom out a decade, and you're looking at roughly 60%. That's not inflation. That's a fundamental repricing of what fast food means. McDonald's became the poster child for sticker shock due to immense price increases. Their prices have nearly doubled since 2014, a massive change. The Big Mac, a global benchmark for purchasing power, changed drastically. It turned into a symbol of how far things had gone off the rails. People started posting receipts online like evidence in a crime scene. $18 for a meal that used to cost $7. $22 for two combos that once fit comfortably under $10. The internet lit up with disbelief, and the brands had no good answer. So what happened? Did fast food chains just get greedy? Did they decide to jack up margins while no one was really looking? That's part of the anger, but it misses a deeper truth for all of us. The real answer is simpler and scarier. Fast food buys the same stuff you do: beef, wheat, potatoes, cooking oil, lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, and packaging too. Every single input comes from the exact same commodity supply chain. That chain fills your grocery cart and their burger buns simultaneously. When wheat prices spike globally, your bread aisle and their burger buns feel it. But here's where it gets worse for the drive-thru and its structure. You absorb that commodity inflation raw when cooking at home. Fast food, though, has to run it through a complex multiplier. Labor costs, commercial rent, franchise fees, utilities, insurance, and logistics. Every percentage point of inflation in potatoes doesn't just raise cost of fries. It raises the cost of workers who fry them and rent on the building. Also the diesel that delivered them and electricity that kept them frozen. All of these costs increase simultaneously until someone orders them. That's the paradox. Fast food was built on pure efficiency. Streamlined supply chains, economies of scale, ruthless cost optimization. All of that made them incredibly good at being very cheap. But none of it insulates them when the whole system inflates at once. Efficiency amplifies the shock instead of cushioning it for consumers. Which brings us to 2024 and 2025, when the industry hit full panic mode. McDonald's launched a $5 meal deal, followed by Wendy's. Burger King jumped in, and Taco Bell rolled out value combos too. Every major chain suddenly raced to prove they hadn't abandoned affordability. These weren't marketing gimmicks. They were admissions of a critical problem. The value meal wars were the industry confessing they'd hit an affordability ceiling. Customers were walking away, traffic was dropping, and people skipped meals. Many chose the grocery store or just skipping meals entirely. They were skipping rather than paying $15 for a burger. But even those value deals reveal the underlying problem clearly. $5 used to be the standard price, not the promotional comeback. The fact that chains had to trumpet it as a special offer proves how far the floor had risen. They were discounting back to what used to be considered normal pricing. Now here's the uncomfortable kernel of truth buried in the myth. For one person, living alone, with no time and no cooking skills, a $5 combo can edge out the cost of cooking. Factor in food waste, mental load, cleanup, and planning. Yeah, sometimes drive-thru wins. Factor in cleanup and planning. Yeah, sometimes the drive-thru wins for some. But that advantage evaporates the moment you're feeding two people, or a family, or anyone who knows how to batch cook and use leftovers efficiently. A 10-pound bag of rice, a dozen eggs, some frozen vegetables. That's a week of meals for the cost of merely 2 combo dinners. The myth persists because it's emotionally true even when economically false. Fast food feels cheap because it's fast, consistent, and requires no skill. It's everywhere, consistent, and designed to remove friction from daily life. But feelings don't change the receipt total at the end of the transaction. What fast food has become is a mirror, not of poverty for sure, but something more specific, a mirror of time poverty for us all. The drive-thru is expensive now, but it still saves precious minutes. And for people working 2 jobs or juggling kids, minutes cost more than money. But step back and look at what the menu board is truly telling us. It's a public, real-time readout of commodity prices and labor markets. It is an economic dashboard broadcasting fluorescent numbers at every intersection. When the price of a Big Mac goes up, it's not just McDonald's squeezing margin. It's cattle futures, trucking shortages, wage growth, and diesel prices all rolled in. The menu board is an inflation gauge, and right now it's screaming loudly. That's why fast food prices matter even if you never choose to eat it. The same forces pushing your combo meal from $7 to $15. Those same forces are pushing your grocery bill higher too, unfortunately. Fast food just shows it faster, louder, and in a format everyone checks. Fast food is America's affordability gauge. For decades, it represented the floor. If you couldn't afford anything else, you could at least afford this. And when that floor starts rising under everyone's feet, it's not just burgers. It's a signal flare, warning of widespread economic shifts for all. The same beef, same oil, same wheat flows through the same supply chain. Your kitchen absorbs it raw, directly from the source for better or worse. The drive-thru amplifies it with labor, rent, and all the logistics. But both of you are riding the same wave, and the menu board is the scoreboard.